Hey, um, hmm, you've probably wondered where I've been and what's been going on. Um, Sit down. I have a couple things that a lot of you no doubt already know, but for those of you who don't, you're now going to learn. The release date of this video it's my birthday. It's June 12th of 2021. The last time I did anything CKN related was sometime in 2020 as far as the stream is concerned, and the last video was January the 3rd of 2020. Retirement was a thing I took very seriously aside from streaming, and that's the way that things were poised to continue until COVID-19 hit, and then we did some streams that had some incentives and things that are attached to it, incentives that are yet to have been fulfilled. So I will still have to do those for you at some point. In retrospect, I'm very glad that many of those were not based off of either current albums or trying to make it very 2020 themed. Considering 2020, I wasn't going to get to them because. The night before Thanksgiving of 2020, I started to have really, really bad chest pains. I was watching a movie, My Cousin Vinny, and I felt this sharp pain in my chest. And I thought it was just, if I'm being honest with you, I thought it was just the onset of extremely bad heartburn. Something that was very common for me. I'd felt it quite often. This had been most severe that I had ever felt, but I thought that you just hit it with a little bit of medication, and everything would be fine. Because the last thing I wanted to do, I didn't want to go to the hospital and have it just be something simple like gas or whatever. Because I'd had that happen before, where I passed out, and it looked like I had a horrid allergic reaction. My body was all red and inflamed and everything like that, but after spending a night in the hospital, this was a number of years back, after spending a night in the hospital, it was nothing. They couldn't diagnose it. They diagnosed it this time. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it was an aortic bisection, or dissection, really. My aorta split. And I was bleeding internally. And I had been waiting to go to the hospital. I didn't go to the hospital right away. I didn't go for 6 hours. So here's the timeline. 9 p.m., day before Thanksgiving in the States. So late November. I experienced chest pain. And 6 hours later, I go to lie down to sleep. Because I'm thinking, oh, well, I'll just sleep this off. And whenever I lay flat, I have the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. And decide to go to the hospital. I was going to drive myself, but I had Miss CKN drive me. She woke up and did that. And I'm thankful that she did. Because the local hospital, who has a reputation of not necessarily getting things right all the time, got it right. They did a little bit of searching around. They did a chest CT, and I'm just laying there, and they give me medication. I thought that, they're just going to come in and say, well, we don't know what it is, but we're just going to keep you and observe you and whatever. No, God comes right in and says, your aorta bisected. You need heart surgery. And I thought that was the drugs talking. I thought the drugs had caused me to imagine that somebody had just told me that I needed heart surgery, but sure enough, that's exactly what was needed to do or done. I was airlifted by helicopter. The first time I've ever been on a helicopter was this helicopter ride down to Pittsburgh to go under the knife, and I was not up. I didn't know where I was. I returned to the world days later. Surgery went well, but I returned to the world days later. I was up and I was aware those those hours and days afterward, because I was apparently trying to pull out my oxygen. But those are just what people have told me. They also told me that apparently I said that I was a sumo wrestler. So yeah, because I have that look, you know. Just something about me screams "Das Koi." Funnily enough, before all of this, I did become a bit enraptured with the sport. So maybe that's the reason why words like that uttered my lips or whatever. I don't know. Drugs are weird, man. That's why I don't do them. Contrary to what my videos might say. But it's been a long and rather exhaustive healing process. I was in the hospital for about a week and a half, and I actually had to go back to the hospital a couple of weeks afterward because I was having some initial difficulties with my recovery at home in December. I had a decent Christmas, you know, as far as being okay, but then after that, you know, in the time between Christmas and New Year's, things went south and it looked pretty bad once again, but it was just extreme dehydration because for whatever reason my body wasn't retaining fluid, and I hadn't eaten or drank or done a lot that whole entire month, obviously, because I was just sitting and mending. I was at my parents' house for that entire month and for most of January, so I wasn't even here in the CKN retirement home, as I've called it. But eventually, you know, near the end of January, I did come back here and have been recovering ever since with the cats and with Miss CKN and everything. And one of them's trying to scratch up my nice chair. It's been kind of a waiting game. I get bad spasms in my sides. I get a lot of flashbacks to the whole event. There's a lot that goes on, and a lot that has gone on in the aftermath of all of this that has really been troubling. Not to mention the world that has been going on as I've been just sort of sitting here, unable to really do much aside from mend. Events here in America and events within our community. Losing Meatman, one of our most generous benefactors. One of the biggest members of the streaming community. I feel like I maybe could have been able to help, but couldn't because it happened while I was in the hospital. Maybe wondering where the stuff was, where the content was, or why there wasn't a stream. I don't know. I don't know what goes through people's minds, and I don't claim to. But anyway, it's my birthday, and I am okay. We usually do a birthday stream, and I hope you'll understand that this one will be a couple of days late. That birthday stream will happen this coming week on the 14th, which is Monday. It will start at roughly 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's right now got a duration of whatever. And the reason why I'm putting it like that is twofold. First of all, I know that a lot of the questions are going to be about music in the past year, what was maybe my favorites from 2020, etc. I'm going to just tell you right now that I'm not going to be prepared to answer all these questions. I'm not going to have answers for you for everything. I might not have answers for you for most of it. I'm going to answer as much as I can, and I'm going to be as honest as I can. But if I'm going to be honest with you about 2021, I've been somewhat keeping track, but not really. I've been diving into a lot of music from my past. one of the side effects of all of this time has been reading a lot and listening to a ton of music from whenever I was young, so from the 90s, which to me doesn't sound like anything, but I can understand that to somebody who was, maybe my age in the 90s, which is, in the teens, that feels like how it felt whenever I heard like the 1970s and the 1960s. So I've been going back, turning back the clock a lot, not necessarily listening to a lot of metal. The band I've listened to the most so far in 2021 has been the Afghan Wigs. Look them up if you don't know them. I love them. But there's no duration time on the stream on Monday. It could actually go multiple days because I don't know how long my body will let me stream. Because I don't know. It's been about 11 minutes that I've been talking here, and I already had a bit of a spasm on one of my sides that I silently dealt with. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go before I get too tired or whatever. But there is a link that is in the description box for Birthday Fund. If you wish to give a couple bucks or whatever, it's completely and totally up to you. I love to give people this option because if not, it's amazing to me that how many folks have asked about this and asked actually those that knew about this or saw that it happened right after it did. There were people that reached out and wanted to give of themselves. It's not necessary. It's not required. You can do it if you like. Yeah, we live in America. I live in America, which means surgery and all these different things. This is all costly, but it's completely and totally up to you what you want to do. I just give you the option and the methodology, the means in which to do it. It's up to you if you want to do it or not. I hold nobody accountable to do that or whatever. But there is a link if you decide that you want to do that, and if you do, I thank you very much for that, and my whole family appreciates it, from each of the cats to my parents to Miss CKN to friends and everything like that. This is not what I expected of post-retirement. I don't think anybody would expect this at all. But it has been a journey that will continue because I have another surgery that I have to get. I still have the surgery I got took care of the upper part of the aorta. I need to take care of the lower part with the stent surgery, and that's going to take place probably later on this summer or early in the fall. I have a doctor's appointment here in about a month, and we're going to see how the area has progressed. But so this journey is far, far from over. To say that I feel like myself is very incorrect. You can probably hear cats running everywhere. They're not used to me doing this again. I'm not used to doing this again, and it's probably still going to take some time before I do this again with the ones that I have. I do have many from beforehand, before the aortic event that I had recorded. I could release them without editing and things like that if you want to. Let me know in the comments, I guess. If you've watched this far, I commend you. I know I'm kind of just sitting here and rambling, but thanks for watching, and thanks for anybody who has inquired. Thanks for anybody who has sent their best wishes. Anybody who may decide to give of themselves using their money power. I thank you for that. I never expected, whenever I started CKN and whenever I ended CKN, really, that this would still be something that people talk about. and would be something that people liked and loved. And you know, there's still comments that come in on all the old videos, and a lot of them aren't very nice, and it's whatever. You know, people still to this day don't understand the 5 reasons people hate series or whatever. You know, it's my curse and it's also my legacy, so whatever. But I guess on the plus side, I don't smoke anymore. So if this is a 100% like somebody's way of making me stop smoking, like they put a voodoo curse on me to have me almost die so I'd stop smoking, well, fuck it, man, you won. you got your wish, and I'm happy for it, because I famously stated it would probably take an event like being in a coma or a bad medical event for me to stop, and well, some force in the universe responded in tow. Anyway, like I said, I'm still rambling. Monday, that's June the 14th, at starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Adjust for your local television time or whatever, I don't know. With an indefinite timeline of how long it's going to go on. It might be multiple streams. I will be going live, and we'll talk. You know, you can ask me about what happened and what's going on, stuff that maybe I didn't mention here, or even things that I did, or you know, we can just have a good time and listen to some tunes. I'm trying to figure out who that is in the background, but that's Nemo. Yeah, the cats are happy that I'm not dead, and so am I. So I hope to see you guys on Monday. If not, then I hope to see you guys in a future video or a future stream or something. Because I think for the time being here, I might post a couple more updates. Not necessarily do much in the way of work for CKN, but yeah, I need to talk with you guys a lot more, because this whole experience has taught me that there are things in life that are really important, and y'all are a big part of my life, so that's important. So I'll see you guys hopefully on Monday. Thanks to everybody who's been out there. I love you, and take care.